Always use your own discernment when listening. These general readings are not a one-size-fits-all. Ultimately, you are the final say, so take what applies and leave the rest. With that being said, let's get started. Rule number 1, welcome or welcome back. You are stepping into a creation phase, and there's a strong indicator to really take a hard look at everything, because there are things that probably happened in your life that were not successful, that didn't go out according to plan, projects that inspired you, but you didn't make anything out of it. And even to revisit some of the previous careers that you've had, schooling that you may have taken, and see if any of those can be implemented in your creation, and really go wild with it. What some of you may not see at this point is just how pieced together your life may have been for this particular creation that you are stepping into. There are a lot of things that I've learned along the way. Originally, when I created this YouTube channel, I created a couple of videos, and my mind got so tunnel visioned into it that it was causing a lot of stress. And Spirit told me to take a step back and learn how to play. And so I did. And in that period, I lost my drive to create this channel. And Spirit said, that's okay. In that time, I learned how to play. I learned how to let go of outcome. And then towards the end of 2023, we went through a lot of retrogrades. And there were a lot of changes and energies that I had to walk through. And you know what helped me through all of those energies? Were my own readings on this channel. Spirit gave me my own personal reading to help me navigate the retrograde and the eclipse season. And in that phase, I became my own viewer, my own audience. And I saw firsthand what I liked about my videos, what I didn't like about my videos, how specific I was, how sometimes it took me in and out of flow, and how long they were when I just needed a simple answer. But more importantly, I realized how impactful my readings were for myself. I learned how to be my own audience, and it developed a whole new self-love for myself and what I could do for others. And then Spirit told me to take down all my readings and start over. A lot of those readings were tailored to me and the loved ones around me. And those of you that have subscribed and resonated with those readings, it's because we're on very similar life paths. And in this particular reading, you are meant to look back on everything and see the energy here in this card. What seeds have you been planting along the way that can be useful for this creation? What ideas have you put on the back burner that you thought were failures, but was a skill that you can use in your new creation? Many of you have learned certain abilities that are going to be proven useful that you can implement into your creation. Most of you in this pile are going to be the innovators of the future generations. And it's so important for you to step out of the box and do it your way with everything that you've learned up until this point. And this is where you sit down with your higher self, your spirit team, spirit, and set an intention on what you want to create. And just because it's new and outside the box doesn't mean that it won't be successful. It may take time for traction to build, but if you allow Spirit to work through you, that also means that Spirit is going to bring people to your creation that needs it. So allow yourself to see the bigger picture of your life up until this point and learn how to create this creation your way. And any challenges in your life that's going on currently will either help improve this creation or just be a part of another creation after this one. And this is going to be dependent on whether or not you took a jack of all trades route or you are a master of a specific trade. Ultimately, it's up to you to decide what you want to create and set your intentions so Spirit can work through you and allow timelines to shift in your favor. So that is all I have for you, pile number 1. I hope this resonated with you, and if it did, I will catch you in the next video. Bye. Always use your own discernment when listening. These general readings are not a one-size-fits-all. Ultimately, you are the final say, so take what applies and leave the rest. With that being said, let's get started. Hi there, pal number 2. Welcome or welcome back. So I sat in meditation for a little bit before I started your pile, and I started getting one of the Pokemon theme songs to set the foundation of this reading. Now don't judge me. I get a lot of downloads from the Pokemon themes, so I do watch them often as they played a big part of my childhood, and I find that Spirit takes me back to certain songs to gather more downloads, and that's what Spirit did for me in this pile. So Spirit is coming through to say that there is no doubt that you are very skilled in your trade, and that you particularly have been chosen to be the front line of this trade, and however Spirit wants to use you. And because of this, Spirit is going to be bringing people and events into your life to help strengthen what you already know in this trade. And this is going to give you an opportunity to really shine and stand out from other people that you may be in competition with. This is a chance to really connect to your soul, your higher self, and find out which direction you are going to go. Now, these challenges are going to be difficult. Some of these events and people that you meet on this path were specifically placed there by Spirit to empower you, change you towards a new direction that Spirit wishes this trade to go. It may give you a headache. It may be frustrating at times, especially when you need to look at the duality of this trade. And when we become leaders of a specific trade and we get pushed up to the front, sometimes we have to see the error in the trade, things that are not working in this profession, this career, and tweak it to do things a little bit differently. These events are meant to help you grow in a new direction, so trust that. This is not to get annoyed at this person or event. Many of you, this is going to take place as a person, and there is something that you need to see from this person or push through from the events caused by this person. Things are not going wrong. Spirit is just preparing you to be pushed to the front, to be ahead of the curve, to put you in the spotlight, even more so than you already are, and to treat this phase of your life as healthy competition. Don't hold on to negative feelings. There is a path opening up and unfolding for you, and you may not see it all at the very beginning, because it may be frustrating, it may be annoying because things aren't really working out in your favor, but you're going to see how this is protecting you for changing times, changes in your career, your profession, and sometimes it can result in a huge ego death, because many times we are forced to see the duality, the other side of it, through another person or an event. And when or if you see that other side, there are some pressing questions that you need to ask about your specific trade. What can I do different? And then you will be on the right track for the changing times, because you will be ahead of the curve. A lot of the things that you're going to see here are going to be problems of the future. And Spirit is giving you the opportunity to see those problems firsthand in a more controlled environment. And it's up to you to look at this person or this event and say, you know what, I'm up for the challenge, and I'm going to find my way through this, so that when change happens, you already have the solution. You already have the ideas. And for this pile specifically, this is how Spirit is going to put you in the spotlight. But right now is to see it and brainstorm and practice what is coming to you intuitively and what the universe is showing you externally as well. And get a firm plan in place, because what you're experiencing now, not everyone in your trade is experiencing. There are others like you in your trade that are experiencing similar things, and later on down the road, you're meant to work with them to create a better environment. But for right now, you're finding more pieces of the puzzle. Stay grounded and look at what change you're here to create, and really be open-minded about not doing it the same, because doing it the same is not going to protect you later on down the road when things start crashing. And stepping into that beginner seat again from a new perspective, from a higher lens, seeing everything for what it is, in creating something out of your environment that's going to help everyone or people that your trade is helping. There's heavy notion here that you may meet someone on this path that is going to show you the exact opposite of what you've experienced at this point. And it may trigger you a lot. And to not look at this person as negative karma, but what is this other person trying to show you, and work through these energies so you can see what spirit wants you to create from this experience. The struggle right now, the frustration right now, is a blessing in disguise. So keep moving, pile number 2. You were put here for a reason. You're experiencing this for a reason. And this reason is going to make you shine because you were chosen to be the forefront of whatever this is. So I will link this song in the description box for you if you wish to take a look at it. If you're intuitive, you may get some additional downloads from the visuals as well. So I'll leave it down in the description box below. So that is all I have for you, pile number 2. I hope that resonated. And if it did, I'll catch you in the next video. Bye. Always use your own discernment when listening. These general readings are not a one-size-fits-all. Ultimately, you are the final say, so take what applies and leave the rest. With that being said, let's get started. Hi there, pile number 3. Welcome or welcome back. So what I'm seeing in this pile is that you came here to break a particular cycle. And this cycle is in your family somewhere. And there are certain events that are happening in your life that is making you look at these cycles, to make you look back at your childhood and see the environment that you grew up in and realize that certain patterns are repeating itself, and it's causing a lot of disruption in your energy because things are not working out for you because they're not supposed to work out for you in these older energies. Now, for most of you, this is going to involve another person, and it's going to require cooperation from the two of you. This cycle may include a parent, a spouse, or a child. And if you are resonating with this reading, this soul came here to help you break this pattern. So as things get turbulent, it's the universe's way of saying, do you see the pattern? Do you see that you're repeating the same patterns that was in your family? And most likely these patterns caused a lot of pain for you growing up. It may have caused you to not trust. It may have caused you to not feel love or not valued. And it's time to walk away from these particular identities that make you feel unappreciated, undervalued, or maybe even taking your time away from this problem, avoidance, and really look at, with this soul, how can you come to a compromise? How can you both be heard, where you both feel valued, where you both feel appreciated, and not avoid your own shadows? Because a lot of times when we grow up in families where there was no trust, we may grow up and find that we cannot trust someone else. And it has nothing to do with the fact that this person is untruthful, but more so to do with your inability to trust or be vulnerable. So this is not to push your shadow side under the rug, but to bring them out in the open and acknowledge that these shadows are there. And as they come up, they are going to be painful. Emotions are painful. And it may mean that you have to dive headfirst into making time for your immediate family. For some of you, you came here to spend more time with your family and not get caught up in work. You really need to give yourself the love that you did not get as a child, and understanding that this other person may not be intentionally making you feel this way if they are being a mirror to you. When we're working in a connection, it's great that you feel heard and valued, but we should also give that back, even if the other person may disagree with us. Yes, you can agree to disagree, but there's a lot of wisdom behind understanding someone that has different priorities and values, and what you and this other person can do to make a compromise while embracing and acknowledging your own shadows. And this person has to do the same. and that this connection needs to make time for each other and hold space for each other as you work through this. You will not be able to see the bigger picture from your eyes alone, and you may have to see that what you perceived about this person may not be who they are and what they did and what their intentions were, and vice versa. You have to learn how to see it the way they see it, and that is so important when coming to a compromise. Compromise is not, this is how I see it, we're doing it this way because it makes me feel good. Compromise is putting everything out on the table, looking at it from both sides and saying, where can we work together to make this work? This is also taking a look at your own actions on how you may have been hurting the other person too, and vice versa. And this is going to be a big lesson on learning how to surrender and watching the mind, because the mind likes to go in defensive mode. And to choose your words carefully, because this is not about attacking the other person and saying, well, you did this to me. No, we have to avoid language like this. You are only responsible for your own feelings and your own actions and how you feel. And it is okay for you to say, I feel like this because of this situation, and this is how I perceived it. And to avoid language that says, you did this to me because your intentions were this. Because quite frankly, when we're in situations like this is all too common. And the only person that really knows their intentions and their feelings is the person. And this is what it truly means to hold space for someone. At any point that you feel defensive, just know that that is the ego protecting you. But in this kind of situation, the ego tends to get us in a lot more trouble when we're trying to compromise. And if the other person starts placing blame on you, this is where your boundaries do have to go up. And you have to make very clear that only you get to say how you feel and what your intentions were. And do your best to understand that this other person is reacting out of pain, out of their own internalization of what they perceived you to be. And that doesn't make it okay, but sometimes in these connections, especially when there's a huge age gap and how long these internalizations have been happening, it's going to take some time for this other person to surrender. But making sure that you speak your own truth, your own story, your own feelings, leaving blame out of it, standing firm in your boundaries, but holding space. And that's going to require a lot of internal strength. This is more about embracing your feminine side, your feminine energy within, which everybody has. And the moment that we start getting forceful and start stepping into our masculine energy, that is going to escalate this situation in the direction you most likely don't want to go. And sometimes in these connections, we have to be the bigger person. Somebody has to start it when both sides work for it. This is about you and this other soul finding a way to make this work. And for most of you in this pile, this is going to be a soul calling. So the song that came through is Because of You by Kelly Clarkson. So I'll go ahead and link that in the description box below. And that is all I have for you, pile number 3. I hope this resonated, and I hope this helped bring clarity to your situation and how to move forward. And if it did, I'll catch you in the next video. Bye. Always use your own discernment when listening. These general readings are not a one-size-fits-all. Ultimately, you are the final say, so take what applies and leave the rest. With that being said, let's get started. Hi there, pile number 4. Welcome or welcome back. So what I see for you is a very strong soul tie, a fated connection coming in for you. This person is soul family, and this person's going to be everything that you need. This person is lifelong. I don't see this being temporary. This could be platonic. This could be romantic. And this person has a very similar background with you. So you will find each other very relatable. And this person, if you're going through hard times right now, may be the blessing that you need to shift out of those hard times. The person that you may need to support you going forward in whatever that means for you. This is not a reading to really tell you too much about this connection, other than that this connection is going to be a gift from the universe, and this person is going to give you everything that you need. There's a lot of co-creation with this partnership, a lot of knowledge to be gained here, a lot of reflections, and a lot of emotional support. Your intuition is leading you to this person, and vice versa. There's going to be a lot of transmutation happening in this connection, and this person plays a huge part in your path going forward. So welcome this person and allow yourself to get the support that you need from the universe at this time. It was always fated for you to meet this person to help you in this transition, this new life that you have going forward. For some of you, you were never meant to stay in this previous energy, but I feel that you and this person are walking through this new timeline together, and there will be a lot of protection and support in this connection. Some days you will be the protection and support, and other days this other person will be the protection and support. But regardless, there's a lot to learn and a lot to experience. This is two souls that have a joint path together. So enjoy this lifelong connection, pile number 4. And I think this person is going to bring a lot of closure for you going forward. So that is all I have for you, pile number 4. I hope this helped and resonated with you. And if it did, I'll catch you in the next video. Bye. Always use your own discernment when listening. These general readings are not a one-size-fits-all. Ultimately, you are the final say, so take what applies and leave the rest. With that being said, let's get started. Hi there, pile number 5. Welcome or welcome back. So, you have a blessing waiting for you at the end of this phase. However, how long it takes you to get through this phase is dependent on you. It's going to be different for everyone here. Some of you are going to be at the very beginning of this phase, and some of you are going to be at the very end of this phase. But the whole point of this phase is to show you everything there is about connections, and for you to make an authentic choice on what it is that you want to be connected to. You're going to meet people that are not in your highest good, and these people are going to be manifestations to the universe that says, yes, I want this, or no, I don't want this. And you're going to have to choose from a place of intuition rather than ego, and to choose wisely, because a lot of times people stay in friendships and relationships that are not in their highest good because they feel that this connection needs them, or that you can change this person. And quite simply, the only person that you can change is you. This is not about changing another person. This is telling the universe exactly what it is that you do and do not want, so that you can manifest exactly that. And if you stayed in a connection longer than you hoped because of realizations, to really practice self-acceptance, forgiveness, being gentle with yourself, and taking everything that you've learned from this connection with you going forward. And to know that you do deserve better, and you will get better. But first, you have to tell the universe exactly what it is that you want or do not want. And sometimes it means saying no to this person and saying no to this person, seeing the red flags here, seeing the red flags there, and quickly moving on until you meet the person that is of your highest good, while learning to protect yourself, while learning to place boundaries, while learning what morals you want to fall in line with. It's all part of the process of finding out what makes you happy and what doesn't, and then moving on from there. And truly seeing everything as it is and not through rose-tinted glasses. But know that at the end of this phase, if you keep your boundaries up and you keep your self-love up, when the right friend or the right partner steps into your life, this person is going to be everything that you need. So while you're going through this phase, make sure you're using a lot of discernment and truly go after what makes you feel happy, loved, and at peace. So that is all I have for you, pile number 5. I hope this helped and resonated with you. And if it did, I will catch you in the next video.